Our next live performance and next world premiere is a work from Alvin Lucier, which will be played by one of the original Bang on a Can All-Stars, guitarist Mark Stewart. And Mark, first of all, I can see that you're in the barn slash musical playground where so much of your music making happens.
That's a good description.
Yeah. Not far, actually, from Mass Mocha, where Bang on a Can convenes every summer in normal circumstances and where you do a lot of work with young musicians. Alvin Lucier is a veteran composer, a veteran member of the new music scene. Is this the first time you've had a chance to work with him?
He wrote Bang on a Can, an extraordinary piece that we have played a number of times, and it's always a thrill to see it programmed and know that we get another chance. So that was my. I have worked with Alvin once before in that capacity, and of course I was thrilled to hear that they were asking Alvin to write a piece for this occasion, and my enthusiasm for the project, of course, has continued to deepen with every exchange of an email or a conversation. So it's been very, very satisfying indeed.
All right. Well, now, a lot of Alvin's music involves kind of the phenomenon of sound moving in space, things like that. It's rarely just for an instrument. It's almost always for some combination of an organic instrumental sound and some sort of means of affecting it, moving it literally in space. So what do those conversations with a composer like that, what are those conversations like?
Well, I'll see if I can be as succinct as possible. I'll start at the end where I am right now. I am about 5 or 6 days out, 5 days out from the premiere of this piece, and where I find myself now is a very different place in terms of my focus and my delving, my practice of this piece than when I began, and that's been part of the thrill is to over time see more and more clearly. Where I'm at is it's like a great chef who understands not only the implications of his or her ingredients, but their potential. And that's not to say that they necessarily know what the result will be, except that it will be, if the ingredients are honored, and the right way of combining them and preparing them, it is paid attention. If you pay attention to those kinds of things, then we're all going to have a feast. And so that's kind of where I'm at. And so I am doing the best. I'm the sous chef, and I've received both the ingredients and the method of preparation, and so I am doing my best to get ready to do both, such that the result will be what the chef is already gleaning.
A sonic taste treat
yes.
for all of us.
Yeah.
All right. The piece that Alvin Lucier has written is called Weirs, for electric guitar and resonant objects. Mm-hmm. I'm very intrigued by that subtitle.
Yeah.
What resonant objects?
Well, I started out with spending weeks devising all sorts of resonant objects, everything from little styrofoam worm boxes that we got for our compost pile that I saved because they're wonderful little resonant bodies filled with popcorn or candy tins with paper clips. I have 3 different snare drums tuned to different things. I have an assemblage of springs, 27 industrial springs that I've attached to a frame. I just went hog wild, open back banjos, and then and then there was just way too much shaking going on. And so I've pared it down now. And so there's a favorite worm box and a favorite snare. And so I have a smaller coterie, a smaller ensemble of resonant objects. But the idea is that these things speak at different times and not always where you might expect. You know, the sound of the guitar itself, the sound as it moves, as it sweeps across a field in an ascending fashion, the pitch rises and things speak at different times. Those are the resonant objects that are in the title.
So you're not actually playing physically those objects,
No.
but by playing the guitar is activating or animating these things as the pitch changes.
Precisely.
Is that right? Okay.
Precisely. Yeah. And of course, what I have found is, I did all my conservatory studies on the cello, so I am a fan of the arco. I'm using an electric bow, an E-bow on the guitar, so there is an arco element to this. But what I have discovered in doing this is it's more arco than I've ever experienced before, because depending on how I'm touching things and moving on the guitar, different things start to speak or don't speak. You know, so there is a remark. I can't remove the human element. In fact, it asserts itself. Even though I am, you might say, I'm at the mercy of the waves in the room. At the best moments, I feel like I am joining with them.
So every sort of enclosed object, every, a cup, a vase, whatever, everything has a room, as in one of Alvin's most famous pieces, has a resonant frequency.
Yeah.
So when you hit that note, that object will then sing or speak, right?
Yeah, that's right. I often say every single tube that you encounter in life is a column of air waiting to be vibrated,
Right.
Yeah.
And that is something that you do every summer over there at Mass Mocha.
That's right. We vibrate columns of air. Yeah.
With the orchestra of original instruments, always a fun way to get some of the young musicians and composers together. So the piece is called Weirs. It's a word I wasn't actually familiar with until I saw a weir in Ireland, in whatever the river is that runs through the town of Limerick many years ago. And someone explained what it was. You can almost see it on the surface of the river. It's like a dam of sorts that diverts the flow and sometimes is used to help catch fish. Does that title resonate with you, with the way this piece works? Well,
I'll tell you, hearing your description of it, it does, and of course, of course, it's always a little dangerous to do this with the composer not in the room, but we'll live dangerously. And in your description, if I had to respond to that, and I apologize, Alvin, if I'm going far, in the wrong direction, but the water would be the sound, and the resonant objects would be the weir,
Yeah.
And the behavior of both, it's that intersection where that's where the gold is.
Well, to pick up on your analogy of the chef, Alvin Lucier is a chef who not only knows his ingredients but has gotten into the molecular cooking level, where he knows how the science of heat and combustion are going to affect his ingredients. And
we'll call him an alchemist.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear the piece.
I'm looking forward to playing it.
Mark Stewart, founding member of the Bang on a Can All-Stars, and he's going to play Weirs.
Okay, that was beautiful.
Julie, you're muted.
Thank you, Michael. Alvin Lucier, a brand new work from the great Alvin Lucier for Mark Stewart. What can I say? Alvin he's a pioneer. He's an inspiration, quite an incredible person. And no one else is like Alvin Lucier. And we're so grateful that he jumped in to be a part of this and worked so closely with Mark and made a really unique and beautiful work.
We're also incredibly grateful that this was a commission from Jane and Dick Stewart, who are not only, Jane is a board member of Bang on a Can, but also I mentioned earlier that somebody would be on commissioning who was a big part of my life for the longest. So I've known Jane since junior high school, I just would like to say. That piece was amazing. And this day was amazing. We heard some really incredible things. So it was really fun.